Hey guys, no, it's been quite a long time since I've been doing some videos here, just with Christmas and everything, just been busy. Here's an interesting article, and I posted this, well not this one, but what this talks about back in 2009, end of 2009 actually. I noticed something. First let me go ahead and read the article. Obama aide, this is Yahoo News, Obama aide, don't play chicken with debt ceiling. Washington, the top White House economic advisor is warning against what he calls playing chicken with the need to raise the nation's debt ceiling. You know, the $14 trillion debt we have. For some conservatives, refusing to raise the limit on the federal debt would be a tactic to force the government into cutting spending. Oh, that's going to happen. Remember what the Webbot reports have said about that a while back. It's obvious. Last February, Congress raised the debt ceiling to $14.3 trillion. The new debt is now at nearly $13.9 and growing each day. A move to raise the ceiling again is expected this spring. The chairman of the White House Council on Economic Affairs, Austin Goolsbee, says that refusing to raise the debt ceiling would push the country into default. Our country. And a far greater economic crisis than Americans saw in 2008. Goolsbee spoke on Sunday on ABC's This Week. Now, again, I don't have a Facebook account anymore. I got rid of that turd. I don't have time to deal with sheep, people posting garbage on there all day long. I spent a lot of time writing stuff, posting articles, posting videos, linking stuff. People, look at this, check this out. I mean, I'd post like this. I posted this. I didn't get a single comment. I posted end of 2009. Again, my Facebook account's gone, so don't, you know, I get people asking me periodically, hey, what's, you know, I'll be your friend on there. What's your name? You know, I'll give you an invite. I don't use it anymore. It's a very easy way for the government to figure out who's posting what. For one thing, Yahoo, I guess you could say the same thing too, but there's so many of these videos on Yahoo, it's, I don't know, I just rather you just mess with Yahoo, or I'm sorry, YouTube. Anyways, what I talked about then, I still remember it, and I noticed that in approximately the same time frame that we got rid of the gold standard in around 1971 and went to nothing but paper money, backed by nothing, was the time from that date and back when our country was founded. It took that long, till 1971 approximately, to get our first $1 trillion of debt built up. Right? The debt ceiling, as this article is talking about, was $1 trillion then. 1970, 71, right around that time frame. So from 1971 all the way until Bush took office in the year 2000, I believe, our debt ceiling was around $6 trillion. By the time he left office, it was around 9. Somewhere around there. Something like that. Anyways. So Bush had 8 years of being in office, 2 president terms. So I believe he raised it from whatever it was to like 9 trillion. And I want to say it was around 6 when he started, so he raised it around 3 trillion. It may have been less than that, and he raised it 4 or 5 trillion on his own. But that was over a span of 8 years. You know what I mean? So then all of a sudden Obama takes office. Immediately, oh, we got to raise the debt ceiling. Right? 2008 he wins. 2009 comes January. Okay, we got to raise the debt ceiling. And at that time it was just over 9 or whatever it was, 9 point something. Okay, we're going to raise it to like 11.2, whatever, somewhere around there. I forget the exact number. Okay, great. By, 8-9 months later, whatever it was, all of a sudden, oh, we need to raise the debt ceiling again. 12.7 trillion, or whatever, somewhere around there. Okay, raise it again. 30 days later, 1 month, we need to raise it again. We need to raise it to, let's go a little bit bigger rather than 14.2 trillion or whatever that new number is now, 14.3. Okay, now we're fine. So we get past that, we get kind of through 2010 with that new debt ceiling raised to 14.3 trillion. So here we are, a new year, January 2011, and here it is, Obama aide. This isn't just some bozo talking. Here it is, Obama's aide. If we don't raise the debt ceiling, it'll put the country into default. Therefore, as all of us have been predicting, even on my old Facebook page that I had to smack a few people around with some truth, said the country cannot pay this debt back. Its only option is to default or print money like you've never seen before, which is basically the same thing, because if you look at Zimbabwe or the Weimar Republic, Germany, a million years ago, they printed and printed and printed. So it looks like, oh, we got rid of the debt. Okay, great. But now your dollar's worth nothing, so you might as well be in default anyways. It's basically the same thing. If you have nothing and you default on everything, you start over. If you print all the money in the world to pay everything off, and no one wants your money anymore, it's worth nothing. It's the same situation. So either way, and this kind of ties into Lindsey Williams. His friend told him that, okay, so Lindsey Williams has a friend, retired oil executive. His name was Ken Fromm. Told him the agenda over the past 25, 30 years. Price of gas, what's going to happen. The guy's been spot on with everything. Well, he passed away recently. He told us who his name was. And then the other executive or retired guy, whatever he is, I guess he's retired, I don't know, is higher than Ken Fromm was, who contacted Lindsey and said, I guess basically said, Ken wanted me to keep you informed. How would you like that? And he said, oh, of course, I'd love that. Thank you. So this ties into what he said recently, very recently. And that was, he said, you know what America's debt is, right? You realize it's impossible to pay off, correct? So what is America's only option? It's basically what he told Lindsey Williams. So he told Lindsey this. He said, when you see the European Union collapse, and the euro with it, basically, that's the time you need to look out and say, okay, that's what that one guy told me, Lindsey, okay, I have 3 weeks, possibly what he said, up to 2 to 3 weeks, to get all of your finances in order immediately. Once you see that take place, you need to be doing it now. But if you're still, well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I trust this stuff. If you see the European Union go kaputs, member states start leaving countries, they get out of there, start creating their own money and get out of the euro, out that whole thing. He says you have 2 to 3 weeks in America to get your money out of the banks, out of paper, anything paper. If you got a 401k, you better find a reason to get out of it, unless you can invest it in some type of food production company, or SLV, which is a silver piece of paper stock. That would be the next best thing if you can't really get your money out of your 401k and you have to put it into something. If they allow you to put that into silver or some kind of silver mining or gold mining company, call whoever the hell you need to call that handles your 401k and find out. If they don't have any kind of gold or silver thing to get it into, and you can't get it out, you better find something that you know is going to do well, which is going to be food production, I can assure you, with the type of winter and mini ice age type of thing that we're going to be facing here shortly. And this winter is probably going to be brutal, as you've already seen. It has been in many places in the UK. So anyways, what does this mean? Gold and silver, of course, are going to skyrocket. The price of food, gas, as he said, is going up. It's already over $3 a gallon in Florida. Warned about that myself to friends and family too. Bottom line is that our country, it's done. Whether you want to be a patriotic flag flyer and say, oh, you're full of crap, this is the most powerful nation on the earth, that's nonsense, we'll get out of it, we can get that debt down. No, the hell you can't. The only way to get that debt down is to cut government massively and to implement massive, terrible austerity measures here, which means massive taxing to the people, massive government layoffs, and those people who get laid off from the government also are going to be on unemployment, and the rest of us, very few of us who are working, will be paying that tab through massive taxes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. They may try it. I can't say it's not going to happen for sure, but I can tell you I think their option, rather than to cause that kind of civil unrest here, is to just print the money. Never stop unemployment. That'll go on forever. We'll just print the money. If we can't tax people to get that money paid, we'll just keep printing it. And I think that might be how it's going to go down. So, anyways, just want to share that with you. They're ready to raise the debt ceiling again. To how much? 5 more trillion than 14.3? 2 more trillion? What are they wanting to do? We're hearing about recovery. The recovery, it's just slow, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Talk to y'all later.